Today, I want to show you how you can recreate this website with Gemini 3 Pro. Combined with the power of n8n, you can basically make the entire website fully functional. This website crawls other domains and checks their LLM ranking results and delivers real analysis to evaluate the brand visibility across different large language models like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, Gemini, and so on. This is a very effective approach for a marketing strategy to reach new potential clients by showing them how they currently rank compared to their competition. But if you look closely at this website, you'll notice that its functionality is very limited. It offers only a single input field and no additional configuration options. So what we're going to do is take this foundation and extend it with the missing components to build a significantly more capable version. So we take this entire website, make it fully functional with n8n, and bring it to the next level. For that, I prepared a clear step-by-step guide. If you follow along until the end, you'll be able to create your first fully functional website in about 10 to 15 minutes for free. I've prepared the guide and the required files so you don't run into the usual confusions where you have no idea how to link APIs or connect the webhook. If I haven't said it, I will say it now. This tutorial is beginner-friendly. We start from absolute scratch, and I show you every step until your setup produces the same result. In step 1, we work with Gemini 3 in the aistudio.google.com environment. For this step, you need 3 things: the initial prompt, a screenshot of the UX website we want to copy, and the JSON file. The link below gives you direct access to my school.com community, where you can download the files. It's a free space purely for sharing the materials. In the classroom section, you'll find the n8n tutorial and the 3 files. Once you have everything, we start. First, copy the entire prompt from the guide and paste it here. The prompt defines layout, structure, and the webhook functionality. Next, we upload the screenshot with the UX example. Gemini uses this to create the design for our website. Last but not least, we have to upload the JSON file. This is basically the heart and soul and the most important piece. The JSON file contains the whole workflow. These are the 3 required components. After uploading them, we hit build. Gemini will generate everything in about 2 to 3 minutes. While it processes, we have to set up n8n properly. If you've never used n8n before, don't worry. Before we start with the setup in the workflow itself, just finish the registration and then open the workspace. When you're finally there, create a new workflow and you should then get a blank canvas. Then go to the 3 dots in the top right, choose Import from File, and import the JSON file. After importing, it should look exactly like this. Before we move to step 2, we must set up the n8n API credentials. Only then can we run the workflow. Let's quickly check Gemini Pro. It's still running. We're at about 70%. Back to the guide. If you scroll down, you'll see the API section. We need to configure 3 APIs: OpenAI, Tavily, and Supabase. This is the step where most people drop off, so I'll walk you through it cleanly. First, OpenAI. In the workflow, you'll see 2 OpenAI fields. They belong together, so once you set up one, the second one is done automatically. Click the credential field and you'll see it in red because nothing is connected yet. Create a new credential and switch the input mode from fixed to expression. Always use expression. Then open a new tab, type OpenAI API key, and log in. Very important, log in to the OpenAI API platform, not ChatGPT. Once inside, go to Settings. Then API keys. If you already created a key in the past, you can't view it again. So just generate a new one. Give it any name. Choose the default project, generate the key, and copy it immediately. Paste it into n8n, save it, and you should see connection tested successfully. If you see the green check mark, you're done. Next, Tavily, same logic. Switch to expression, go to tavily.com. Create a free account, log in, create a new API key, and copy it. Tably keys are always visible, so even if you close the tab, you can retrieve them later. Paste it into n8n, save it, done. That's 2 out of 3. Now comes Supabase. This is the one most people struggle with, so I'll walk you through slowly. Create a new credential in n8n. For Supabase, we need 2 things: the host URL and the service role secret. So we follow the steps carefully. Go to supabase.com and log in. If you already have old projects, delete them so we start clean and avoid confusion. Once the dashboard is empty, create a new organization, choose the free plan, and then create a new project. Use any name and a strong password. Wait for the project to initialize. Now go back to the guide and copy the SQL snippet. In Supabase, open the SQL editor, paste the snippet and run it. After it runs, open the table editor. You should now see the new table. If you see unrestricted, ignore it. That just means row level security is not active yet, which is totally fine for now. Next, we get the API details. Go to project settings on the left, then click Data API. There you'll find the full API URL. Copy it and paste it into n8n in the host field. After that, go back to project settings, scroll down to API keys, and look for the key labeled service_role. Copy it and paste it into the second field in n8n. Save it. If you see the green check mark, you're done. Supabase is connected, and their hardest part is over. Before we run anything, we must check one last detail: the webhook URL. Your webhook must match the one Gemini uses in the front end. Once your Gemini project finishes building, open the generated code and locate either constants.ts or app.txs. Search inside for anything related to n8n if you don't find it immediately. Replace my webhook URL with yours. If you skip this, your front end will never talk to your workflow. Once the webhook is updated, we can finally run the entire system. But here's something that confuses everyone on the first run. When you trigger your front end, for example, you enter adidas.com and add nike.com as competitor. The workflow starts, but you won't see anything inside the n8n editor. This is not an error. You're in production mode. And in production mode, n8n doesn't show real-time execution in the editor. Instead, everything is logged under executions. So after hitting search, switch back to n8n, open the executions tab, and you'll see a new run starting. Open it and you'll see the nodes executing one by one. The first time you run it, you will almost always see invalid response format received from backend. That is completely normal. The backend is receiving the input, but it doesn't know what the front end expects back because we haven't defined the output yet. This is where prompt 2 comes in. Scroll down to copy first the full prompt till it says logic or calculation. After that, you open up Gemini and paste the prompt. The next step is really crucial. Go into n8n, open the running execution of the webhook workflow, and paste the entire JSON structure from prompt 2. Now we just need to wait for the second run on Gemini. Once that's completed, we can test everything again. So let's enter adidas.com and nike.com one more time. If you look at the execution panel, let me zoom out a bit, you can see the workflow running in the background. After it finishes, the left sidebar confirms that the workflow executed successfully and that the data from n8n was sent back to Gemini and displayed on the front end. And here's the generated report. Nike comes out on top with a score of 67 out of 100. We get a breakdown across multiple dimensions like content, quality, freshness, and more. Below that, we can also see Adidas' score, the query performance analysis showing which queries ranked where, and the related URLs for each domain. There's a lot of data flowing through the system. Overall, everything works cleanly end-to-end, and we basically have a fully functional business case you can offer as a service. I hope this tutorial was helpful. If you have any questions, drop them below, and I'll see you in the next one.